Now with the mermaid, everything's gonna be funny with this one. Because I don't even like doing this one. Also, we're just making sure we have everything.
Oh, are you back?
Yeah, apparently we are not doing it, so I'm getting the mermaid out of the way, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So I restarted. I thought we were doing it, so I stopped my stream. So, okay.
Oh, darn. Hey, it's like you skipped what we were going to talk about.
That's how it looks, but never mind. Okay, but normal thing. Yeah, so now we're doing the Summoner Comp, the mermaid. Well, one of the mermaids. The more annoying of the two. I would rather fight Bumblebee.
Bubble? What, the bubble dragon?
I would rather fight the Bubble Dragon than this.
You call it a mermaid, I was like, bubble dragon?
No, I would rather fight the Bubble Dragon over the Summoner Comp, the mermaid, the sleepy boy. Or sleepy girl.
Yeah, the one that, you know, makes you sit there and just be like...
I would rather fight a Mitsune over a Summoner Comp, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, yeah.
But all jokes aside, let's just get this out of the way. Because after I finish this, I'm on the last strand of... I'm on Rarity 3 creatures after this.
And eventually...
Oh, fuck. I just forgot to change... Yeah, eventually I forgot to change from my aerial thing to my dash.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's
I'm just
okay.
going to actually have to hit some of these things. Oh, how did I miss that? What? I actually dodged that? Holy shit. Surprising.
Remember fighting at one time and it lifted that thing to flash, and I just was just like, you know what, screw it. I just started barrel rolling, just roll, tactical roll.
Okay, well, how did I hit I bounced myself into something that didn't hit me, but hit me. I like going to sleep after a stun, like mid-stun going, oh.
Don't worry. I had this fight when I had a hammer. I nearly made my controller into a hammer, as I wanted to throw it into a fucking wall, but it was just like, nope, calm down. I'm gonna beat the shit out of it and feel better about myself.
I really wish I had the dash over this. Nope, okay. Great sword's worse.
Again, there are certain weapons, I will agree. I find just the ones that are slow, like that and the hammer, are going to be annoying in this fight.
Nope, a hammer against this is easy-ish to me. I forgot about that move. Just please, just hit me before I go full asleep. Thank you. You're a dick.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be gone for about an hour, so I was like, well, while he's gone for an hour, I'm gonna eat, so that way when he comes back, it's just...
Oh, you got time. Trust me, I thought I was going to be gone for an hour, so this is a little bit ahead of schedule.
Is there a chance he'll be gone in, like,
Nope.
a while? No? It was either then or not?
Yep. Can I not? Come at me. Damn it. Nope. Ay, ay, ay. This is gonna be one of the funniest fights. Because I'm going to hate it.
I kind of laughed when Jordan and us were all on the same, like, doing the three-mans on this. It was hilarious, because it's just like, I laugh how easy it felt. Even though we were in low rank, it was just like, feels a little easy.
Did I just jump over that?
I just love, though, how we were flying through the missions, and it's just like, Jesus.
Hey, Becky.
Imagine if we got into high rank.
Now, I find it funny how, like, I was doing that with a, low rank weapons that weren't even full low rank. And be like, yeah. Because if you have the right, skill set, well, not skill set, but if you have the right, knowledge, a lot of these fights are trivial.
And also that joke in depending on what your people are using, because, like, I was using hammer, and...
Bruh, I was using whatever you told me to use.
Yeah, I love how it was just like, we were turned around to be like, oh, this, that, and then it was like, you know what, finally, you know what, I choose this, and then you... Really? The thing that has... Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you gotta climb sometimes up a hill, right?
I think the joke is like, it's good trial and error type thing for me. It's because there's always those moments that, like, you gotta know how to use... Well, me, personally, I have to know how to use every one of the weapons.
That's him. Meanwhile, me. Master one weapon, and if you want to master another, go ahead, but trust me, that's on you.
The whole thing is like, I've already done what Wyatt's done, or doing. I've already used every weapon. To the point where I don't really care anymore. But that's the difference, is like, I've used everything. For enough hours to literally state that he hit me. That was weird, because I was trying to say something else and then that happened. That ain't hitting me. That ain't hitting me. That could have took longer. I guess. Would have been annoying if it did, but it could have took longer on me. By the way, I'm never using any of the Somnicant weapons. You can go ahead and count that as nope.
What, you don't want to put something to sleep?
Not when I'm playing solo. Because some of the weapons that are good at putting shit to sleep doesn't do a good wake-up call.
Exactly. But playing maybe with me in the future, who knows?
Yeah,
like, I remember,
that's a difference.
Like, I think it was Jordan, he was like, what's the use in using like a poison weapon or any of these? I was like, well, for somebody like me, Jordan, using the hammer, not gonna work well. You know, you're talking about something slow, can't proc it. Meanwhile, he was like, okay, so what if I use dual blades?
You'll proc it.
Yeah, so I was told her, I was like, you'll proc it because you're hitting, like, by the time I hit it once, usually with any of my moves, you've hit it like 7 times by that point.
Like, some of the best weapons for procs are like bow, but bow's coatings, you run out of them, but you will proc it. Bow guns are really good at procking, but that's due to ammo. Even a heavy bow gun can proc a good because fucking Christ, poison ammo too. You literally hit the thing like once or twice, it's poisoned, or paralyzed, or asleep.
Yeah, but Jordan was more like for the melee, and I was like dual blades. Because I've seen that, like, you just start, you know, going ape on something. It's just like,
Slice and dice. I mean, he does use dual blades incorrectly, but I'm not getting on him for that.
Oh, like how? Oh, you didn't get on him like how? I think you got on me one time. Is you're like, you know, you're using these wrong.
It's Jordan. I have to treat him differently.
I have to treat him differently. Meanwhile, me, oh, I get the abuse. I get the abuse. Oh, yeah, understandable.
Yeah, because my abuse gets through to you. You will understand it. I don't think I could explain to Jordan, hey, dude, L2 triangle, put your dagger into him, then start spamming your attacks. Then after done spamming your attacks, did some distance, let the thing blow up, then go back in, put back in your kunai.
No. That you try doing that to him, and if he asks why are you telling me this, you can literally turn around and go, Jordan, what would be the equivalent of like a master at these weapons, and I'm sitting here watching a student literally making me go, gosh, how I wish I could hear a bit of PvP.
I probably have over 100 hours in each of these weapons just in this game alone.
Well, no, because then you could turn around and be like, if there's PvP where I could just teach you the difference in damage that we could do to each other, you would sit there and get your ass handed to you here in 10 seconds.
I mean, yeah. But my knowledge of some of these weapons
because you would literally possibly say what he's going to do, and you're going to be like, and I'm going to hand you your ass after that, okay? I'm not going to tell you how.
I saw him use Demon Form, but I was like, yeah, Demon Form is like the main thing if you're planning on doing this in like the other games. Because that's all you can do is your Demon Form, and then focus on everything else around your Demon Form, and then hope that everything works out well for you. Also, Demon Form works out a little bit better in the other games because Demon Form lasts a bit longer and the attack patterns are a little bit different.
May I say though, I love how he chose light bowgun. I was just like, me, it's respectable. But have you noticed this? Okay, Canadians, we're more leaning to guns, but meanwhile an American is not. He's more leaning to the melee weapons and all that.
I mean,
so like, it's like one of our countries has stricter gun laws than the other, and every time that we can.
I mean, you also got to think of it this way. I've put enough hours on this game with every one of the weapons that I delve into liking weapons that I've used more. It's like, I put probably more hours into bowguns than both of you guys combined.
I will somewhat agree with you there, but then I also have to turn around and go, nah, it's definitely got to be the first thing I said there about the gun laws. You know, it's definitely that.
Huh.
Wait, so you're telling me as an American you're getting bored of guns?
Why? Every single time he just throws in an attack that I've never seen before. I'm like, what the hell? I hate this mermaid.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I've had this too. I had a fight last so long, I know every move of them. That's how it was in high rank too, so that's why I know every move of them, because I was like it, but almost in its true form. If it was only a low rank creature, I'd be happy.
I think the funny thing is like I fought these things so much that I don't care anymore. But every now and then, like, I'll see something that I'm like, I've never seen that, because in high rank, when I was fighting these things in high rank, it was like I'm killing them too fast.
Mm.
Or like when I was
go do that in the hub. Go and do that in hub, because I swear to God, they're 2 times more hard. Why does it feel that, you know? I get it's, you know, it's supposed to be tough, but they've added even more health than, because they're expecting you to invite a friend.
That's what hub is multiplayer.
Yeah, but no, but the joke of if you actually wanted to keep going and playing through, because it's like it continues on more in the hub.
Yeah.
That's just like, oh yeah.
Oh, you got to think, man. I've beaten this whole game, high rank and low rank solo, so.
But so me, it's like I'm just basically putting you're facing monsters in there that are like, so low rank is what I consider somewhat just getting into high rank in normal high rank, but then when you get up to high rank in the hub area, you're on the equivalent of master rank, but the low master rank. Like, you know, your first couple monsters, like how the monsters start going forward, and then eventually you start getting to the more difficult further down the road.
Oh, I was more on the fact that, like, me using certain weapons against certain creatures, even in high rank, I've killed them in like less than 5 minutes. Okay, time that decently.
Me, it was just also just goddamn.
Just die, please. Let that be the death of. No, okay. Okay. I'll give you one more strike down. Let this be the death of you, please. Nope. Okay. I want to go underneath, follow through, just come with me, 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 come with me. Okay.
Did you kill it?
Yeah, it's dead. It's just one of those jokes. It's like, I don't have a problem.
Are you winning?
I don't have a problem fighting a lot of creatures. It's just, besides, oh my god, besides like high resistant creatures, like nothing hurts this thing. Like a Basarios. I'm sorry, Basarios are like one of those creatures that like I don't have problem fighting them. It's just the fight's always going to be long.
If there was an optional thing where it was like, hey, so do you want to kill the rock boy, basically Basarios, right? Or any other creature? Fuck, I will go and take on the most annoying creature with a hammer fight than that thing, because I actually hate it too, but it's because of just the resistance. How much resistance it has even to a hammer hitting it. It's like, Christ.
And you might be like, well, there's the rock thing in World. Yeah, but guess what? You break the rocks off of it, it becomes the most squishiest thing in history.
Like,
God
there's
bless
a reason
Iceborne
why.
creatures.
Hmm?
I said God bless Iceborne creatures, because there's a giant rock thing, kind of like a Basarios and Iceborne, or World Iceborne. but after you break the rocks off his body, it becomes the squishiest thing in history. Because it becomes like a faster wyvern with like more powerful attacks, but it's basically faster and does more damage, but takes so much more. You just have to break the rocks off of it.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's just, oh god.
Can I use this Sinagra? Can I use this Sinagra again? I haven't fought the Sinagra yet. Can I use this Sinagra? I know the answer is no.
Hearing this man, I use this Sinagra. Meanwhile, me, I just be like, ah, gosh, I love that hammer.
I don't have the hammer. I just had the sword and shield.
Oh, me, it's like everybody will. Hey, your favorite's the sword and shield of it?
No, it's just because I could make the sword and shield. So I made the sword and shield because I was using it against something else when we were playing together. So
I just.
I don't have a favorite weapon, dude. I have my preferred weapons.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you had a favorite one for his, like, for his set, because you.
Oh, for the
he's your
Summoner?
favorite.
No, my favorite weapon for here's the thing. It depends on I'm fighting which weapon's my favorite.
Oh yeah, no, I meant in look, like your favorite Sinagra.
The hammer is the best looking.
Damn
the
right.
hammer or the insect glaive is the best looking.
Hey, damn right, damn right.
The hammer or the insect glaive are the best.
See, and hey, I have to agree with him. He chose the right answer, because if you chose anything else, if you said the hammer looks the dumbest, I'm sorry, I would have. Hey, that joke. Admin, mod, user gets kicked.
I mean, I put you on to the fucking Sinagra hammer. Like, that thing is. Ugh.
It's so happy to meet its opponent. It's literally the saying I came up with. That is just like, it's so happy to meet you. Smash.
Now, we're talking about like fighting a Somnikov. Honestly, probably a bow.
Oh, I laugh how. So, you weren't here. Me and Jordan were chit-chatting about like things that games are dying, like things that are no longer in games, right? Nowadays. And you brought up a game that I was like, dude, fucking Battlefield Bad Company legit had this. And then the evolution of Battlefield has dropped this out.
Building destruction?
Mm-hmm.
What was he talking about? Red Faction?
Yes, I brought that up. I brought up like, dude, where is something like that where it's like, hey, I bust down this building, it falls. I do this, it breaks a hole through it.
I forgot about the fucking Blast Blight. I forgot this thing had Blast Blight. Fucking deodorant. Thank you. I forgot this thing had Blast Blight also.
Understandable.
I saw that at like the last second. I was like, oh, you are shitting me.
But I laugh at how we were bringing up that he was bringing up some parts that were like, they're here and there, you know. What I was hitting at was true ones that were like, where's the building destruction? But what happened from back in Battlefield Bad Company and all that to now? Why has this been dropped?
I think that's been on like everybody's mind. It's like you can't tell me that was like something that people did not like. Especially since Bad Companies was like a weird... Bad Companies and Red Factions building destruction was not like over
Okay,
dramatic.
Red Faction over Battlefield.
Oh, we're talking about the original Red Faction, not Red Faction New Dawn.
Yeah, like what, the more modern one?
Not the newer one, the original.
Yeah. Those ones where, like, I've seen the gameplay and I'm just like, man, this looks actually fucking good. Where, like, you know, you take a hammer, you hit the wall.
It wasn't even just that, it was also like the explosions being able to do it,
But just let alone a sledgehammer to a wall. You know, most video games, oh, it left a little impact crater. That game, smash! That's what I call the Kool-Aid Man. What happened to these day and ages of that stuff where it's like, oh yeah, we didn't want that in our game anymore, so we just took it out. You know, nobody obviously likes it. It's like, what? Like, there's a reason why
well, I feel like that was a
Battlefield.
Dark Souls move right there. It's like, keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving to
Does that think it was?
Keep moving to the outskirts. Alright, now start moving. I feel like if you get good at like Monster Hunter dodging everything, you go to a Dark Souls game, it's like, hey, I'm actually dodging.
Oh, it was hilarious. Lazy, I was sitting there in the party, you know, hearing him talking to Josh, and Josh just got him to go and play Elden Ring. Whatever. I laughed at Lazy. He's sitting there like, man, he's trying to face like one of the bosses.
Yeah.
Like not Margaret or whoever, not the first one probably, but a different one. And I don't know if he's just been getting his ass handed to him repeatedly.
Godric or
I'm not 100% sure who it is, but I just know he's not taking that route of, I guess, becoming more powerful. He's like, I will beat him without this. And even Sasha was like, why? You literally could just easily, you know...
come back to it later.
Yeah, and he's like, no, I will do this to become the better player at this, to get back into it, you know, I was like, okay, that is resolve, that is pure resolve right there, ladies and gentlemen. But we also call that, how do you put it? Being a little bit of an idiot, in my sense of being like,
No. Have I fought a boss like 20 times in a row just to get to the point where I could kill it? Yes. But that's because I knew like there was no way I could keep advancing.
yeah, no, this is him, like, he's starting the game. He could go anywhere else. But in his mind, beating this one and getting used to how the boss is reading the movement, you know, dodging on perfect time, parrying if he can parry, doing all the shit that he can. He's going to become the better Dark Souls / Elden Ring player, because that's, well, it's the same freaking game basically, just different titles.
Well, besides the fact that blocking in Elden Ring is actually useful.
But you get where I'm coming from.
Because blocking
It's
in
basically
Souls
it's the
are
same
useful.
game, just literally.
Oh, okay, hold up. Blocking in Souls is not useful. Blocking in Elden Ring is.
No, I'm gonna put it as it's the same literal game, only they were like, hey, so hear me out. Remember how blocking in before didn't do anything, or, you know, whatever? Yeah,
It just
we're gonna make it
negated damage.
actually be useful now.
It just negated damage. You couldn't do like a counter attack. Now you have counter attacks.
Yeah, that's literally it. They just took a game mechanic that was pretty useless and made it like, oh, that's actually useful. Improvements.
Also, bows are actually useful.
Like,
Whips are
there's
decent. Whips always been broken though.
but yeah, I did laugh. because they were talking about builds, and I was like, oh, aren't some of the builds, like some of your builds, I guess, are nerfed, and
A lot of mine are now, because I've been keeping up with them. Like I said, if you went to Elden Ring, I would literally have to make a new character and make a new build with like new like game mechanics that are added in different nerf patches and buff patches. Like I stated before, my Reaper build, which was like one of my favorite builds, is useless. But, you know, besides the point. Just me getting into that different game.
oh yeah, but I'm just laughing at, like,
Go back to my Elden Ring page. I have a whole catalog of Elden Ring gameplay. Pull up my Reaper build and you'll see how far I made with my Reaper build until the changes came into effect. When the changes came into effect, I stopped the Elden Ring Reaper build.
I heard that possibly the next area that the DLC that they're adding is going to be something from like Sekiro.
What?
Almost. That's what one of them was talking about.
I don't even think there's been a full release of what it is yet.
Yeah, me, I'm like, okay, you know, me, I have no idea what, but I'm just like, okay.
And normally I'm like on top of like games I care about. Or at least I'll hear like weird speculations or news. I've heard nothing about it being like a Sekiro area. And if it is, I don't want it.
Remember the giant snake? You have to go back and finish it off.
I'm good. You're talking about like one of my least favorite like FromSofts. No offense to Sekiro fanboys, okay? Everybody has their own opinion on that one. I just you can't pay me to replay Sekiro. It was fun the first time, but it has no replay to me. Why did my camera flick? My camera flicked at like the weirdest moment. I mean, my controller is wacky right now, but...
Does it need to be charged?
No, my controller is wacky on the buttons and wants to slide. Like, I have drifting controls.
Ah.
Yeah, the typical, your controller starts drifting. You know, bad controls. Or controllers going bad quicker nowadays.
Because the quality is not there anymore because they just want you to buy another one, and another one, and another one, make Sony more money. A thing that I remember recently watching in a video, I kind of laughed, was that time, remember back in the day when Sony got hacked?
Yeah, that wasn't that far ago.
Mm-hmm. And like PlayStation went down for like how long did it go down for? Like 20, like so many.
Yeah, it came out for a few days.
Yeah, it was out for like nearly 20 days, I believe it was, and then they made a public announcement, and a lot of gamers were probably sitting there like, what's going on? You know, this and that, and Sony then turned around and was like, yeah, so we have one of the largest data breaches in you know, current history happened. A bunch of, you know, passwords, this, that, bank informations like credit cards, you know, stuff like that were taken. And I just watched. I was like, "Wow, yeah, I remember that."
Yeah, it was a very hot topic when it happened.
Oh yeah, I love how though the guy in the video was like, but it was Sony's fault, and nobody was sitting there like, "Oh, it's okay, you know, you tried your best," because they literally had left themselves wide open for it. There was no protection stuff there to make sure that if something like this was to happen, basically security to make sure. So they were literally just holding it out in front of like every bit of hackers and all that, and we're like, you know, holding it out, like, oh, look at this, it's untouched, it's nothing's wrong with it.
This is pure gray Colombian cocaine.
Basically. And they turned around and were like, we want some, but we're not going to pay you for it. Now you try to hack. Now you try to hack Sony, and I wish you freaking luck.
Also, guys, later into the streams that I'm going to be doing with Wyatt today, I'm going to teach Wyatt Factory while giving him a map of Factory.
Okay, that's enough. Take this.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, you're gonna see. If you can teach a person who does not learn well by explanation, if you give them a map, and they learn it.
I'll be taking this.
Wyatt's gonna have phone on deck for this one.
Yeah, great.
Hey, there's an app that's really good for it. It's Map Genie. Map Genie has an Escape from Tarkov map, which works really well. I always use Map Genie for a lot of things. Map Genie has an Elden Ring map that's really good. They have a really good Escape from Tarkov map, plus also a plethora of other maps. Not sponsored by Map Genie. But
if they ever did want to sponsor,
I would sponsor them. They are a actual thing I use a lot. They're very professional. They're straight up with you. They have a lot of works in process. If anything changes, they leave notes on the map saying this has changed since the actual map or since the original map of it. And if there's any like small little features or small little notes, they will add small little notes for it. They are very helpful. They're really good. Also, you can set up like, I found this, I know where this is, I don't need this on the map anymore. Or you can completely make your own setup of the map showing you only what you want to see on the map. And you can do a lot of cool things with it. And if you want to look at their work in progress stuff, you can pay a lifetime thing where you will gain access to any new thing that ever comes out for it. And it's like not even a bad purchase. It's like $9.99 USD lifetime for their map. So, and that's for them constantly. They will constantly do updates. Like every new season of Escape from Tarkov, if stuff gets added in, they'll put it onto the map with notes and work in progress, and they'll figure out stuff for you. So it's actually well done. And even their free things that they give you, their free is insane. Like, you can do a lot.
Only joke I can make of the Escape from Tarkov. Damn, this is a pretty good map. Huh, wait, does that say Sniper Scab location?
Yes. They do that.
Oh, I bet you if they didn't, then it'd be like, that's bad mapping right there. You know, they should have it on all these. But
what's funny is they put where the sniper scabs are, and they show the area of where the sniper scabs area to see. So it's like, just don't be there.
They're where their cones of vision would go.
Yeah. It would be like anywhere within this block, they can shoot you within. And it even tells you like certain things. It's like minefield, so you can't go here, or like if you go this way, a sniper scav will shoot and kill you because it's an invisible sniper scav.
He says, meanwhile, minefield will kill you.
Oh,
just throw a grenade out. Just throw grenades out in front of you so far, and They'll take out the
Yeah.
mines and then you walk over.
You see, that's true if I carried a lot of grenades on me.
Yeah, that's the only thing is you need a lot of grenades. And remember, walk in a straight goddamn line.
Also, a challenge that I want to do in Escape from Tarkov, which I have done solo, but I want to do in a video with me and Wyatt, is a factory extraction with a pistol and smoke grenades. And I'm talking about old Soviet era, so like smoke grenades.
See, very quick, only joke I can make is we should do 2 videos where it's literally the joke. Basically, one's the name's Bond, James Bond. Shows the suppressed pistol. What would be we'll go for American smoke grenade.
We're gonna do the cheapest we can go. So no suppressor, a TT pistol, so a TT Black Star, with basically either no spare magazine or 1 spare magazine only. And we're gonna have 1 to 2 smoke grenades each, and see if we can just extract.
Oh yeah, me. It's like, but hey, it's almost like a challenge thing where it's like, if we go playing the Bears, okay, we're Soviet style James Bond. We are James, hey, or Ruski Bond.
Oh, Ruski Bond. See, you can't even block this. This is where I want to say I'm gonna have the longest fights. Is when I'm doing Lance.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But hey, hey, but there you go. That's a pretty good little joke for the equivalent of what you want to be.
Though.
And then you turn around and laugh though when you see the the Russian style. Like, hey, I'm sorry, me. It's like if we're doing the challenge I'm stating, you have to have at least a suppressor on your pistol.
Yeah, but if we do that, I'm gonna do the suppressed BP, or PB. So basically the PMM suppressed.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh yeah, but you just get what I'm meaning. It's like it has to be a suppressed pistol because we're stealth agents. But the smokes are going to be hilarious because it's like we could do 2 different eras where it's like the old style James Bond versus new age James Bond.
We can't do that straight off the hop because we would have to get better loyalty with the merchants.
Well, yeah, what I mean is later down.
Basically all we have at the get-go.
Oh yeah, but still, that'd be the hilariousness of wait till we can get to that point, and then make it like a little video of that where it's just like.
Yeah, but that would take a while, and
hey, dude, I'm willing to do stuff like that, but that's because it's like this is something that's going to be a while.
The suppressed BP or the suppressed PMM is you can get that at the beginning of the game. Soviet smokes you can get at the beginning of the game.
I'm sleepy.
So it's like I have no issue with that.
Oh yeah, it's the American one.
No, it's the more modern smokes. I don't even remember who sells them. It's either Prepper sells them, or Peacekeeper or Skyer. If it's Jaeger, I'm not even going to try doing Jaeger.
But again, that'll be for us to have to know, because if the modern ones are one of the other people, not Jaeger, then
no, if it's Jaeger, I'm not even trying.
That's what I'm meaning. If it's not him and others, then who knows? But you get what I'm meaning. It's like if we can, it'd be a neat little
every
try.
season that people change what they normally sell, so it's like. I'm waiting for this season to be over, if I'm being honest with you guys.
Oh, why is it that bad of a season?
I don't want to do Ground Zero quest. Off the hop.
What, the new map?
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame.
Yes.
It's no
I know where the areas are. It's just I need to upgrade my computer just so I can do it because my game does not want to load the fucking new map. No offense to the new map. It's a cool map. It has pretty cool design. I enjoy a lot of it. Hell, if my computer could load it, I might actually enjoy the map.
Hey, or are you the only one that's having this problem too?
It's because of my computer.
Oh, okay.
I already know it's due to my computer. My computer doesn't even run like the minimum spec for Escape from Tarkov. That's the reason why I stick to small maps. A lot.
When you actually get to play Escape from Tarkov normally, you're just gonna be like, Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell?
Like, I'm playing with like almost no render distance and a lot of like shadow and everything. Overall, does it affect me in factory? No. And I can play reserve somewhat decent. It's just like the bigger maps I have problems with. The maps that you have to load in a lot, I have problems with, like Streets of Tarkov, Ground Zero, Woods. Hell, I can run Interchange. I can run the fucking, I can run the fucking, the mall better than I can run any, like, most other things. And that's not me, like, knocking the game. Hell, it doesn't require a lot to run. My computer's just old and hasn't been upgraded in a while.
But once he is, then, you know, he'll be like probably everybody else. You know, trying their luck, either winning or losing. Remember, people, if you're going to go and play Streets of Tarkov, you're gonna get mad maybe at certain points because, you know, yeah, you may run into the cheater because yes, there are cheaters in it.
I was at the edge and I still couldn't get out of the edge of the attack.
Because I'm sorry, I don't know if Sego, can you admit that there's cheaters in Escape from Tarkov?
There's cheaters in Escape from Tarkov. Now, there's a lot less cheaters in Escape from Tarkov than Call of Duty, but there is cheaters.
And yes, are the devs probably trying to figure a way to get them? Yeah, because even the devs gotta admit, they don't want cheaters there. Because, you know, for one, they're not where a regular player is there to enjoy their time, have fun, maybe do spend a little extra money, this and that, whatever.
What would they spend extra money on?
Oh, but you get what I mean, if there is anything, but cheaters are there to literally be the rats of a game. Worse than what I'm talking about, rat strats, they're just literally like a vermin that come into your game that be like, hey, how can I ruin other people's fun and not have fun myself, but they say they're having fun. It's like,
no, some cheaters do have fun ruining other people's games.
yeah. But see, you know, it really depends. What are the devs like of Escape from Tarkov? Because it's like they could be the devs that are like, I'm a person who, hey, if you are a cheater and we can 100% guarantee it, I'm the kind person who understands that you purchased, you purchased my game. So we made these special lobbies for yous where you're facing legitly cheaters as well.
Welcome to
Have
Escape
fun.
from Tarkov.
Yeah, that's how that's how they treat it.
Basically. Oh, I've never killed anything like that. I've never killed anything from a drop-off charge. Okay. Normally I do drop-off charges just to be like, If I can get a few hits, I guess.
But
Never killed anything doing that though.
yeah.
Now, here's the thing about Escape from Tarkov, okay? I love Escape from Tarkov. It's probably one of the better shooters out there. Minus the match I had early today where I was using a PPSH and it, well,
Jammed?
6 times in one firefight.
Well, hold on, let me just get this ready. Well, what were you expecting, comrade? It is not the perfect, what everybody thinks it is,
Oh,
pure Russian technology.
I was not thinking it was going to be perfect, okay? At all. I'd put it on for the fact of it jamming, because I wanted to level up for weapon maintenance.
Like, there's a reason why. For me,
I made sure it was jamming. I put the 71 round magazine on it and everything. I wanted
drum
it to
mag.
Jam. Yeah, I wanted it. I wanted it to
yeah.
jam and not feed.
There's differences. For me, it's like I already know, like Call of Duty. Hey, Call of Duty games, they make guns look awesome. Battlefield make guns look awesome. This game, this is what happens with real life people in real life. Some of these guns are absolute dog shit.
Well, hold up. Okay, here's the
Okay,
hold up. The PPSH was good. I was just using some of the worst ammo you could ever use. Plus also a drum mag, which is notorious for not feeding.
Yeah, I was about to state, you know, I'm pretty sure I've seen a few dozen people have drum mags on their guns, even modern day, and those still are the most shittiest things in history.
Yeah, because you are putting so much stress on the spring in that magazine. It's not going to feed properly. Now,
one day we may get it right, people, but it's just not now.
like, and people wonder, it's like, what do you mean that, well, here's the thing. Drum mags don't work for small bullets. Because you're using a smaller spring. Now, it works well for, like, RPK, RPDs, bigger
Look at the size of
rounds.
the freaking round.
Bigger rounds, because the spring's bigger. It can withstand a lot more pressure on it. And it can withstand the actual force put on it. You doing that with a bullet that's equivalent to like a 9mm? Yes, a 7.62 by 25 that shoots out of a PPSH and shoots out of a TT Black Star, which is like a World War II Russian 9mm. Basically a 30 cal 9mm. Don't ask me how that fucking works, but it's practically the same thing. It's not pretty.
Well, yeah, that's because welcome to, you got a gun that, it's also that joke to a lot of people. Guess what? Russian firearms are not the godsend that everybody says they are.
Well, some of them are. Okay, some of them are. AKs are AKs.
Some, okay? I'm meaning World War II actual era. Yeah, okay, that's a bolt-action rifle. I will not throw that into the same lines as.
Yeah, but at that time period, you're talking more about ammo than anything.
Like over there, it was like, hey, you know,
and you're talking about bolt actions can't be put. Hold on, bolt.
Hey, for the Russians, they had a good bolt action.
The ammo is not that great. If people understand anything, that's the 7.62 by 54R. 308 is the 7.62 by 51. Okay? Before we go into further depth of this. It's basically a Russian 308, but the Russian 308 is about the same size, less powder. And it's a rimmed bullet, which is not great. The ammo shooting out of a Mosin Nagant is not...
rimfire? You mean like a 22?
Yeah, it's a rim. It's basically a Russian rim 308 is what a Mosin Nagant shot. Now, that's not great.
Oh, God, no. But that's...
But it's a big bullet does a lot of damage. Hell, the Mosin Nagant didn't have that many issues if you're talking about jamming, misfiring.
Neither did communism, but you know, then, but how many? Wait, oh wait, that never mind. I shouldn't say that. But as you're saying,
But you see, here's the thing, and I'm trying to be truthful about a lot of like weapons, okay? 'Cause
I thought I was pretty truthful.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to be truthful with a lot of weapons about being like, this weapon was bad, this weapon was good in history, because I don't show bias even as an American towards firearms. It's like I can't say like an M16A1 was good, or sorry, an M16A2.
Okay, no. I will state those were. I will agree. You are.
They were designed for something completely different than what we were doing.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was gonna state is, if you were to be like, so where's the M16 good for?
Urban.
It's good for an urban. It's good for basically a lot of like an area that's not super muddy and dirty, like dirt.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
put dust, put a lot of dust, put a lot of dirt, put a lot of sand, put a lot of mud around that thing. It is not working well. Now hold up, wait a minute. I'm about to cook. Give me a sec.
You do that.
M16A4. The further installation of the M16. Sorry, M16A4. The further installation of the M16 is not the M16A2. The M16A2 was basically Vietnam era, Cold War, early Cold War era M16. Was a more decent for urban. Then you get to the M16A4, which was a more upgraded version of the M16A2, which actually did fix a lot of the issues. When I am talking about, well, okay, when I am making fun of the M16 and warfare and everything, guys, I'm talking about the M16A2. You know, the historically garbage fire of a tactical investment. And this is, I love the M16. Okay, guys, without me being prejudiced towards anything, I do love the M16. I want to argue, I do love the M16, but I like the M16A4, not the M16A2. You know, there's a difference. Not all M16s are M16s, just like not all AKs are AKs. For the love of God, there's like more AKs than I think people understand there actually is.
Hey, okay, well that one I gotta turn around and go, yeah, but most people do this, so they're 7.62,
Not
you know, like
all
a regular.
AKs shoot 7.62.
But then people turn around and go, yeah, but that's not an AK.
Yes, it is.
Just because you call it an, but it doesn't fire the
Is
same
it
ammo.
Is it Alexander Kalashnikov? Yes, it is. It's an AK.
Did he build it himself?
No, it was designed by him. You do know Kalashnikov never actually made one, right? He's the designer, not the builder.
I know, I'm making a joke.
The AK's the design of a. Never mind. Okay, so you have
Hey,
but
come
I'm
on.
saying you have
questions need to
the
get
AK.
put in the film.
You have the AKs. You have the AK-47, which, by the way, guys, most AK-47s you see aren't AK-47s. They're AKMs. Congratulations, you already act like a dumbass for saying that's an AK-47.
Blocks and nines.
Because it's not an AK-47, that's an AKM. Congratulations, you already failed the dumbass test.
Hey, and I'm just arguing for the joke of, hey, some people, hey, it's using AK ammo, so obviously it's an AK. If it's not, then it's not an AK.
But here's the thing, just saying it's an AK because of the ammo is also incorrect. Look at the Galil.
But it's that joke of, no, you turn around and go, okay, so you mean to tell me that if, let's see,
Is a Galil
an AR, hey, an AR, you firing 7.62?
7.6
What's that?
9? Yes, you can get an AR shooting that. It's not
Yeah,
an
but
AK.
what is that then? Hey, them. Well, it's not an AR. Well, then what the fuck would it be?
Oh, it is an AR. It's an AR-47. There is actually one that does that.
Yeah, but no, but it's that sense of it's still an AR. But it's some people go, but that it's like it's just using a different ammo.
It's like there's an AR-10 that shoots 308.
Like there's a joke of like how you got your different bolt action rifles,
all
going from 22 all the way up to.
Yeah, but all an AR is an Armalite rifle design.
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning. I'm not arguing more than making a joke of, how some people would argue in, trying to just make a stupid argument. Well, it's not using the same ammo, so obviously it's not, an AK, or it is an AK, a bunch of other shit like that. It's all over the place,
Guys,
right?
the AK has not shot the same bullet in so long that I think people are actually becoming retarded. Because
it's because video games, for one.
You got the AKM, sure, yeah, fires the same as the original AK-47. You got the AK-102, which shoots the same bullet. You got the AK-103, which shoots the same bullet. Cool. Yeah, the AK-102 and 103 is newer. But then you have weapons like the AK-74, the AK-74N, the let's see here, the AK-100, the AK-101, the AK-106, the the AN-94, which is a completely different gun.
But it's called, for what you're stating though, it's like, for one, video games don't help. You literally had an argument with Sasha, remember?
Oh yeah, but he was saying that a 7.62 isn't a 308, and I was like, what?
Like it's video games aren't helping gamers. They're just like, hey, this is an AK-47, and meanwhile it's like, okay, it could be an AK-47. Is this like an original? Or is it an AKM?
Yeah, is this a modern recreation of an AK?
Like, or is this like a different variable which could be using 5.56, which is still an AK, but this would be like
no AK shoots 5.56.
Yeah, again, but that term of
they would shoot Russian equivalent, which would be a 5.45.
Hey, you say that, but meanwhile I go, I don't know. Here, let me go down to Bubba down there. I know he's always saying he can do stuff to a gun.
The only one that might be able to shoot 5.56 NATO would be like an AK-12 or a modified barrel. And but that's like.
But we don't talk to. But there's a reason why we don't talk to Bubba, because Bubba makes very disgusting and disturbing guns that we don't want to ever see in the history of guns.
I'm just stating though. It's like, but there's like a very if on that one. More oftenly, if you want to find something to shoot something close to a 5.56, it will be a 5.45. Basically, Russian equivalent of a 5.56. And guys, this is not me playing Escape from Tarkov talking. This is me with actual gun knowledge talking. I mean, I fucking have an AKM hanging above my computer.
And just because Bubba says, did you know a 50 caliber bullet can fit down in double barrel shotguns? It does not mean it was intended for it. Putting it out there.
Just because a putt gun was a fucking gun does not mean you should own one. Alright, Kentucky Ballistics.
I love how he tested that on a fucking safe. Have you seen his recent video with that thing? He tested out a gun safe. He placed in 3 guns. Let's just say that the punt gun it bent a barrel, let's just say that, as it smashed through a solid gun, like the gun safe door, into it, basically bent the barrel, cracked the round in half, and shot out the back in 2 different areas. It's like, huh, so that's what happens when artillery would hit this thing. Okay. It's one of those things which kind of just makes you sit there and go, don't test out things people unless you're willing to break it, because a man legitimately destroyed an entire safe for a gun and just made it like one of those things where it's like, damn. I don't know who'd be firing a punt gun at a safe, like a gun safe, trying to open it, but I suppose if you're a fucking idiot, you try it. But you're watching the video?
No, how to use the bathroom.
Oh, is that to go? Hey, what? You're watching the video, being like, "No way did this man destroy it."
No,
I think he destroyed some.
I've seen him shoot that at a lot of things. The only thing okay, here's history check, and this is because people I know that watch Kentucky Ballistics. Yes, the punt gun was originally developed for duck hunting from the back of boats. True. But pirates also ended up using it to shoot out fucking cells. And also destroy mast. So...
And no, these were not held by any human being and shot from the shoulder.
They would be on wivel mounts, which if you know what a wivel mount was, it was a small structure that was built... Think of like a more modern-esque bombardment placement, like how it swivels. But instead of being made of metal or polymer ballistic, it would be made out of wood, and it would be a swivel around, right? And it would have the gun placed inside of it and be reinforced with a lot of metal around the wood. And it would be cast wood, meaning it would be stronger wood that was reinforced. Now,
okay, very quick, I just gotta state.
And it would be swivel, and the reason why it was swivel is because it would turn it, and then they would fire it like they would fire a cannon. They would pull string it. Now, this was a weird thing about it, and it was mainly just meant to destroy mast. It was a highly devastating weapon that was used for multitudes of different things. Now, this is not me stating that like any of this should ever be historically put back into use. I don't want to see it ever put back into use. That thing is devastating beyond belief.
Dude, I love watching the slow-mo footage of him firing that thing because it's like that joke. It's literally, people, you watch the hammer hit and you're like, okay. You swear from the slow-mo you could go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, and as soon as you say 3, before even Mississippi, you'll fire. And it's like, that is sad that if that was in real life, you know, you could count nearly 3 Mississippis before finally bam.
I mean, there was also scenes of people using, or pirates using punt guns on carts. They would call it a cart gun. Which is kind of hilarious to think about, because they would put it on the back of a cart, and it would be basically how a cannon works. The recoil would be taken in by the cart would roll back, and then they would have a pull lever to bring it back.
Meanwhile, but again, I was about to add in, have you seen a guy carrying that thing, like shouldering it and shooting it, and he was not affected by the cannon's recoil?
I mean, it would kill you.
But in truth, that's sir, okay? That is sir to you and any man around you. The captain of the ship, okay, could kill all of you. He will not kill that man. Why? Because that man will grab the captain's sword and bend it in front of him.
Like,
and then possibly
I'm sorry to say this,
eat the captain.
The only joke is the midget shooting the shotgun of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, like that is literally that scene for any other normal human. If there was a man who was like, fuck, you'd have to be like over 12 feet tall and be weighing one hell of an impressive amount, okay? And even then, I can't guarantee you that at 12 feet tall and being built like a fucking building could a human being shoot that kind of gun.
Now, this is hammer versus this thing, so we're gonna see if Wyatt's correct. Is this thing difficult to fight with a hammer?
Maybe I just had a bad luck, but fuck, I hate this thing.
Can I get out of a quarter?
Me, I hated it because it kept like doing the sleep stuff. It did like 5 to 7 of them just in a row. I'm just like,
we got the mount.
oh, I did too. I got certain parts of it down. It's when it
No,
gets
I'm saying
towards
we
the
got a
end.
mount ready.
There's an obedient.
Oh yeah, when it starts sleeping after like I think 50% is when it starts like doing it a lot more often.
Oh, that's when it got freaking annoying, man. Because it would get because you would just watch it finish one, then it would do it again and do it again and do it again.
My
I was just
goal
like-
here is to see how quick I can rattle it. And this is going to be like, because trust me, I believe you about this thing being annoying with a hammer. It's just I want to see if I can skip it if I time everything perfectly. Are you? Oh, the shout cancel. Alright, we're gonna have to wait for that claw. Okay, now that it's like this, we're going to see. Because I play the hammer a little bit different than Wyatt.
Be careful.
We're just going to avoid that.
Kind of just laughed though with
Say goodbye.
I
with
love
things.
getting.
So like,
Are you no,
But-
no, no? Okay,
yeah,
buddy.
getting back onto that topic of guns, so yeah, again, games like COD and other things are basically becoming a hindrance to gun knowledge.
No,
Because-
I just hated how Sasha handled me with that one because I just told him it's like, yeah, this shoots a 301. He was like, no, it shoots a 7.62 by 50 or 7.62, and I'm like, yeah, it does shoot a 7.62. It's 7.62 by 51 arm. It's still a 30 or a 51. That's still a 308. And he's like, no, it's a 7.62 by 51. You're an idiot. And I'm like, what? Hold up.
It's because again, not everybody has again gun knowledge.
I don't care about you having
this
gun knowledge
just-
or not, but why call me an idiot? Because what?
I'm sorry, me, that joke, there's, hey, to anybody watching, the one person he's talking about is Canadian. I'm Canadian. Psycho here is American, so for one, I turn around and go, most gun knowledge, he'll probably know better than me, because for one, my country doesn't like guns, like, they hear the word gun, they're like, we need to take away from the people, we need to make sure that it's, like, highly restricted, we're almost the equivalent of fucking the UK.
But it's not even that though. It's like I have a gun like plethora in my house that's almost Demolition Ranch scary. Like there's
Yeah.
almost 100 guns in my house.
You should do a gun wall.
Sleepy.
Oh, I want to so much. I just haven't had time to place them all in one place because mainly like right now guns in my house are just all over the place.
See me, I'm a person who, it'd be that joke if you had them up on a wall. That's when you sit there and go around them with like a black marker, not on the gun but around it. So that way it's just that perfect, like, that joke. You could walk into that room one day and be like, there's a gun missing, and you'll be, and you don't even need to like be like, what was the model? You'll just look and be like, where the hell is the 9mm?
Also, guys, I have shot guns that normal people wouldn't shoot, even as an American. It's like, I've shot guns that were, like, historically, like, memorable guns.
I've also, hey, I haven't seen you do it, but I've also seen some videos of pretty sketchy ass weaponry.
And when I say, like, historically, it's like, I've shot, okay, here's the thing. I've shot, like, normal, like, I've shot, like, normal Tommy guns, right? And then I've shot Tommy guns that were actually, like, recorded for killing people during, like, the 1920s.
You see? You see, Sonny?
Yeah, like this thing has mafia bodies on it.
You should have paid protection, you see?
Now, I don't own those due to, well, classes and violations and having to pay
Here,
for
hold
it.
on. Let me go down the list. Let's see. So for one, it's a piece of memorable history. This, that. Oh, wait, it's automatic, and
Technically, I could
yeah,
get an automatic gun. I do have the
you-
money and I do have the capability of getting one. I just don't see the point.
yeah, but that's also the terror of it.
They're
It's
cool to
like,
shoot, and I'll let my friends that have those already set up. I'll just go to them to shoot them whenever I want to shoot them. I mean, I free range, have the capability to just go and go over there whenever I want to. I mean, hell, when
Well-
everything goes wrong with them, they ask me to go over there to work on them. So I mean,
but it's also that joke of, I wouldn't want to own them because of the lives that were taken by it. You know, I don't want to, be sitting there about to pass out in my room and then
the
here.
Tommy gun.
Well,
is
you
not
look at this
owned-
clown
the
here,
Tommy
huh?
gun is not owned by an individual person. That Tommy gun is owned by a museum. I just got to shoot it, and it was fun.
Hey, my only joke is, hey, I wouldn't want the people who were killed by that gun to haunt me, because just imagine, you're about to doze off to sleep, and all of a sudden you go, huh, look at this fool, look at this clown here, see, he didn't pay us protection money, and then you're gonna open up your eyes, look around like, who, and then you're gonna see nobody.
No, just see the gun walking. It's like, now that might be cause for a damn,
It's when you go to sleep. Open up your eyes and you're in the 1920s. Oh crap!
Just look at fucking Donnerado, or like fucking Alvito Groans, or like look at one of the old mafia heads and being like, I am going that way. Hey, didn't you get arrested for the fucking for the Bloody Valentine?
Special quest has been added.
Wait, what day is it?
Careful out there.
Shit, it's Valentine's Day.
No, that's when
when you look at the date and it's like, oh, it's Valentine's Day of 1924. I need to go somewhere else.
I am going
Oh, I'm
to
outside
go.
Don Marito. I'm outside of Don Marito's place. That way.
Fuck it, jump for the river. But we're no closer. We're not close to the river. Aim for the river.
It's like, so you just look at the guard that's standing there and it's like, are you Stinkface John? Oh, sorry. Are you John Valterez? Yeah, that's me. Just go get a smoke somewhere. Why? Because you're gonna be recognized after a while.
No, just walk.
My name
you walk.
falls down in history. No, like your body's not gonna be recognized. What? You take like 20 shotgun shells, not counting the amount of fully automatic fire from a Tommy gun. You might want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, the mob times were times where it's like, I heard of violence, people. I've heard of excessive violence.
Then I heard of mob violence.
Then I heard of what the mob's done to each other, and that level of stuff is just like,
Like every time people say the Bloody Valentine, they always like make it look bad, but it was worse.
me, it's like, there's a reason why I sit there and go, they kind of wonder why they got, like, the cracked down on more, and it's like,
No, it's when people ask how did they get that much power, and you just look at all the women that protest alcohol because of their husbands coming back drunk. I was like, Maybe you should just let your husband cheat.
This is gonna hurt.
It might have caused less issues for the country. or you know, you could have learned how to please him. I don't know how to say this.
No. Turns around and looks at the government. No. See, if you want anywhere to blame people, you blame the government, because who turned around and made alcohol illegal?
Well, you see, the government didn't want to, but there was a huge petition by like wives of guys that were spending too much time at bars, which led into like a whole like weird debacle. Like there was protests on the streets and everything, and then, God, the history, man.
Again, hey, so it's like one of those jokes of like, see, anybody smart would have turned around and been like, you know, if he stated out loud, you know, crime rates will go up. I'm fairly warning you if we do this. And then no, that's not. And then just they should have done prohibition for like so long, and when the freaking crime rate, like what happened, went on. That's when I'm sorry, I'm the person who is like, you know, they'd possibly be begging like, hey, we should, you know, this not, no, obviously you are correct, you know, there was a drinking problem, there's nothing gonna go wrong from this for the next few weeks here, right? You know, maybe we'll let this continue, you know, because it seemed like everybody's so happy.
Aren't all the senators and lawmakers and police officers in the mafia's pocket now? Yeah, it's not that bad. Trust me.
Trust me, it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's not that bad yet. I'm already getting racketeered.
You racketeering? You haven't seen racketeering yet.
I'm already getting told if I don't pay this month's like protection money, I'll be evicted from my house. Well, no, that's not eviction, honey. That's forcefully removed. Eviction's calmer. This is you being dragged outside your house and publicly beaten.
Some people. So why did people join the mob back in the day? Because for some it was, hey, if I join them, they won't tax my family. They won't, you know, come after my family as hard.
No, they won't come after him at all. His family.
Yeah, because that's the joke. Is you know, the mob would be like, you know, if you, I don't know how well it was, because it's like. It's one of those things where nowadays we don't believe it like almost to be real, because nobody around nowadays could be like that. But
the mob still exists, but
like if you died in the mob or you're going to jail, you were going to take the fall for.
Oh, your family's protected forever.
Your family could need money, and because you're gone, and because you're gone, there's no money. The mob will legitly have a guy, you know, they'll be like, here, take this money, go to his house, and you give that to his wife. And if she doesn't accept it, okay, I want you to leave it, you know, basically, that money goes to them. If they find out you stole it, you're dead.
Uh-huh.
And the guy will literally go up to the house, he'll knock on the door, he'll be like, excuse me, ma'am, here you go. And he'll walk away and disappear. And, you know, wife will open up and it's like hundreds of dollars at that time, which is like a small fortune to go and buy groceries and whatever you need for the next little while.
I don't think people understand, like, if you did something for the mob that the mob thought was important to them, to the family, your family was literally like respected by the whole family. Like it wasn't no like, oh, they get a few bonuses here and that. No, they're treated like royalty by the family. Like it was literally like your family would be like, oh, anything happens to that family, we are getting retribution of the day.
Like say it was like somebody like robbed your wife later, like that week, okay, and he stole that money,
and there would be
like some of that money
feud.
The mob would find out what had happened. And like, I guarantee you, it would either be a day or two, but
Oh,
they
a body
will
would-
have.
a body would not show up.
There would be no body, but that money he stole would
Would be
get
back.
back into your hands. Plus, probably a little more, because they'd be like, "We're so sorry for this," apologizing for all what had happened. That man, I hope to God everybody would realize, is dead. There is he. If he's
the one
not
with the
dead,
picture, see?
no. If he's not dead,
He's in the basement
That's
somewhere
because
getting
he was-
tortured.
he's either got such broken bone syndrome, okay? That broken bone syndrome, you feel sorry for him.
You see, this is what happens when you give a guy a baseball bat and tell him to go to town.
No, a ball peen hammer is just an amazing thing, It's a lot cheaper, a lot easier, and you can clean it off real easy and go back to work.
There's a reason why we call baseball bats Louisville Sluggers.
Baseball bats, see, that's for a totally different, that's for the torturing, because that way you can really...
Give me a baseball bat with some chicken wire. You'll see a man squeal at the 4th of July and wish not to have any more pain come out of his body.
But, yeah, there's a reason why it's we are in totally different times.
Broken bones and lacerations mix well together.
Because, nowadays, there's none of that.
You want to see a man get kneecapped for the hell of it?
You do not have the same level of what it was back then, because even today, it's a lot of people, what happened to the mob? The mob got found out, the mob got, literally thrown into the light, and they couldn't hide.
See, mobs still exist, though. That's the difference. Mobs still exist.
The Italian mob.
No, I'm saying, mobs still exist. It's just not as, big. The Italian mob do not exist. Well, they
do, but it's
it's more legitimate now.
Oh yeah, it's more legitimate, and it's they do not have the power that they used to.
Now
okay?
they do still have power. They still have ties to criminal elements.
Oh no, but it's they don't have ties to high up things that they were they were reaching for government.
At most, they might have hand in police. They might have a few police officers in their pocket. But that's that's one of the things that again, that's one of the things that's it's not as prominent and bad as it used to be, but you still have mobs. Now if you're talking about the Russian mob or the Yakuza or the Triad, or if you're talking about major hands, oh, they're still functioning perfectly well, just not in our country, not in America, not in Canada. Now do they still have ties in our country? Yes. I mean, for the love of God, I know for a fact, the Russian mob comes to, my city every now and then, but they don't do any crime. All they do here is that they come over through one of the, private airports, and they buy, toilet paper and some other shit to sell on the black market in Russia.
It's happening a lot more recently. I heard one of them. I think one time I heard one of them being what was it? The economy over in Russia is going to shit for some reason. I wouldn't be because of local recent events or anything. I don't know why.
Mob hates Vladimir.
Well, if any of them were warming up to him, they freaking hate him now.
Yeah, because he's bad for business.
Man made literally everything of their ruble worth nothing.
It's not even that. It's just he's bad for business worldwide. Because now every Russian's portrayed with him, so it's
I don't take that.
It's how the world looks at things. It's not just
some people are just fucking idiotic and blame every Russian. It's no, I guarantee you there are some Russians in America that are sitting there they heard what happened and they're excuse what? And then they did that joke. They grabbed the TV remote and they clicked on the news, and it was then they weren't going oh, I should go back to my homeland. They were more oh my gosh, I should call up my buddy over in this country and make sure he's okay. I hope I'm not you know, going to be, you know, seem like too rude. It's more like, hey, if you need to come to America, man, come over. You know, we'll find a way, you know, or other things, right?
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things of like, I don't sit there and judge every, because
No, but that's how the world looks at it, though.
Yeah.
The world's not as understanding as most people think it is.
Yeah, no, it's because stupid's still in this world, and you know, like I told my father, until stupid has been eliminated from our country, like every country and every place on our planet, we will never go forward. But that's as part as stupid's like an infectious disease that you can't get rid of.
Is that Barry-Off just actually doing?
What the hell?
Barry-Off just fucking got snored. The Somacop just put me and the Barry-Off to sleep and just ran off. Bruh. I'm not even mad. That's hilarious.
Hey, the mob are though things that warning to anybody: if you ever meet a friend, okay, he's very rich, you know, he speaks well mannered. You go to his house and you feel that term. Okay, it's gonna be the best way to put it is you feel off-put that like that term, like you feel like you don't belong there because the house feels too expensive, and hell, let alone the house to take a step feels like you know the floor, a tile there is more money than your entire life will ever see. And then they turn around and you know you don't really get to meet his father, or when you do, he has a lot of like other men with him. That's a mobster's son, and you should never accept money from him, because if you do, he will own your ass.
Unless it's legally owned money by the mob, because then it's like less mob money and more.
Oh, but they still will own your ass.
Well, unless it's the money that the son earned, and it's like the son's choice.
But still, like my father always taught, just treat it as though he probably will do that, unless you're really good friends with him. In which case, pray that he never asks you for a favor. Because if so, you know, it'll be that term. You're possibly not going to like the favor that is asked of you. And see, I love how, you know, he's quiet, because yes, he is focusing, but it's also like that, you know, I'm not wrong.
No, you're not.
Because, you know, as some people would put, nothing is free in this world, and for them...
Oh, nothing's free, unless they say it's free, and then if they say it's free, it might not actually be free. But it might be free, but don't trust it to be free. But yet it could be free. But don't trust it.
But yeah. Hey, but if his son hands you the money and, you know, he's not like that, yeah. But if the father of that kid ever tries to hand you money, God, don't do it. Don't. You never touch that money. You treat it like, you
Unless
know,
it's
like...
money that the father's trying to give you just to stay friends with son because he knows it's difficult.
Then, that's on you. That's morals.
Yeah, but...
Because if you don't accept that money, that man's gonna probably have greater respect to you, because he knows maybe his son can be an ass, but you actually are treating him as a general friend.
I think it's less of that and more that you're accepting mob ties to be friends with the fucking guy.
That joke for me, like I told my father, I'm willing to look past it, you know, whatever your father is, because, you know, again, you know, your father could be that, doesn't mean you're gonna be that.
Well,
you can be linked to it.
Disappear.
You could be, yeah, you can be linked to it, but like in the sense of, okay, yes, you're linked to him in the sense you're related to him, this and that. That's your father. Did you ever kill anybody? Did you ever do any of the things that your father, you know, this and that? Did you ever basically become a part of the mob? No? Well, then I can't say you're a mobster. You're just a mobster's son who you chose a better path.
And also, if we're talking about, like, mob families that live in the United States nowadays, most of them are more legitimate. Which is scary.
I wonder why.
I don't know if that's more or less scary, though. To me, I find that more scary.
Yeah, me, it's like, well, it's that joke, okay? A lot of people don't understand why it's becoming harder and harder. Okay, every time cops make a major improvement to themselves, okay? The law makes a major improvement to itself, you know, to catch these criminals, to catch the mobsters, to catch all this. They upgrade too. It's like that joke.
Crime evolves.
You run it. Like there's a reason why it's like, look at the cartels right now, okay? I'm sorry to have to put this to you. The Mexican cartels have went from being what used to be like the equivalent of weird, basically American gangsters, but in Mexico, to now it's like they are legit, like have military, and they have the most, some like latest technology. Hell, they have submarines.
I mean, dude, just look up a cartel tank. Just look up a cartel tank. If you are, like, there's an actual thing called a cartel tank, which is scary as hell. It's a vehicle, it's a van, right? That they put plating on the outside of that will stop most bullets. And then they have a remote-controlled MMG, so like a fucking minigun, remote-controlled minigun on top of it. This is an actual fucking thing. It's a cartel tank. Like, that's not something you see fucking Bloods or Crips or fucking, like, 58 Hastinas have. No, that's fucking...
I'm sorry, there was a boat, I remember seeing the Coast Guard or whatever, one of the drug kind of people caught, coming in, and they caught it. And to look at this thing was like, I literally, they were like, this is from the cartels and all this, and I'm just like, the fuck kind of criminal organization owns, what the hell, this is a crime syndicate, the money it took to put, this is only about one, I can guarantee it, there's a fleet of these bitches, it's okay,
like,
because
people don't understand that the cartel is backed by the fucking Mexican government.
Like literally, people,
Most
the best description for the boat was, this was the latest greatest stealth technology of a boat I've ever seen. Okay. And
then you have another issue with it being like, people think, okay, this is going to get very touchy of a subject, but it's needed for this conversation. A lot of people don't understand why immigrants from Mexico want to get out of Mexico. And why they're willing to do it illegally. It's because, would you rather be in a country that has, you know, mafia-esque cartel that's literally so organized and own the fucking government's ass, and also not just owns the government, owns the police, owns the special forces, owns the fucking anti-crime syndicates, like... They own the fucking country, like,
yeah, it's basically, you look down there and you go, they own everything.
You go to Mexican cities, they literally will have, like, public executions of their enemies. Like, that's not, like, there's a difference between being like, this is bad, to, okay, this actually needs to be stopped.
No, this is bad. And then there's, you know, that term like he just stated. You know, I could be a tourist down there. They probably wouldn't even, as long as you don't get involved, They're not going to touch you. You're a tourist. You're spending money. Making them money.
Yeah, that's how they work. Because guess what?
But you see that public execution that I just witnessed in the street there? You know, sure, it's bad, but hey, that's business to them. And, you know, as long as I didn't get involved, you'll be perfectly fine. And meanwhile, I'm going to be sitting there going, damn, that's lawlessness right there.
Don't get involved. Whatever you do.
But don't. But you do not get involved. You just, you know, you
don't even speak up. Just close your eyes.
You just sit there, acknowledge that this is life, and that, you know, life is a very scary and uneasy thing, and that death's around every corner in this world. It can be very accidental, and that, you know, but you thank the Lord that you are here every day, and
people wonder what I'm meaning when I say, hey, yeah, the police don't care. Dude, the police will be offering fucking front row service and protection to stop people from, like, interfering with the execution.
Yeah. I basically, it's that term of, you know, just don't get involved. And if they come over to you and ask, basically, if they find out you only can speak English, they'll basically probably in rough English go, did you see anything? No. I didn't.
Because they don't care that people see them. That's the thing. They won't ask you that. They just don't care.
No.
Because guess what?
No.
Even if you go back to America and tell people what you saw over there, we can't do shit.
Oh yeah, it's more like, no, it's just more like, did you see anything in the sense of, did you see, you know, that? You can say no, and he'll understand, you know, you're answering because the only thing you can think of is, I don't want to die.
But you see, they know how much power they hold. That's the scary part about it.
Yeah. Like, there's a term I remember hearing. The only thing that's going to take down the entire mob down there and the cartels would be the United States military.
And what's funny is that we try to give respirations and help, but we can't. There's so many different cartels that there's no stopping it.
No. The lines of what people were meaning is, this isn't America coming in and being like, hey, listen, Mexican government. No, it's more like,
this will be full out. We would have to declare war against them.
Yeah, this is America going, hey, you seen what Russia was doing to Ukraine? Yeah, we're doing that with Mexico, okay? This is becoming the newest state to America. And with that, we need to purge it of its crime problem, aka meaning everything almost that is, you know, ain't certain immigrants who are like, hey, we're water them, you guys are like, okay, this and that. Meanwhile, it's the guys who own the, you know, what was it, tank you said?
The cartel tank, almost every cartel tank has, like, cartel unit has that.
Oh yeah, but the joke, you know, hey, the cartel tank, and then meanwhile you guys would be like, you know, how America would have to deal with them. Well, this is called a Freebrams. And it went from being a cartel tank to that's a light infantry vehicle with an autocannon basically on it.
Yeah, I mean I understand, right? But like,
oh yeah, I'm just putting like basically the equivalent of America would have to treat it as a full-out invasion, and in the term of, yeah, every police officer, military of Mexico, anything like that, would literally can't just be like, oh, we're on your side, America. No, it's you surrender, you get arrested, you're thrown in jail because basically we can't trust you until this is done. And even then, once you guys owned all the way of Mexico, you would have to turn around and then re-sweep everything. Because that's literally what these people will do, is like, you guys will clear them out, they'll move back in, and then you gotta redo it all over again.
I mean, there's a new cartel, new face of a cartel every fucking year.
Like,
it's not like oh, we cleared out like one syndicate of blood, like one like. It's not like it's not like if you're doing like anti-crime task force in America where it's like, oh, we got rid of like the 31st Street, like, or like the 51st, or like we got rid of like a single set.
yeah, and meanwhile, America would have to hit them the equivalent of like, you'd have to bulldoze them. Basically, you'd literally have to either shove them down even further south, which, you know, technically would happen. They would try to run. You're not gonna lie, like here.
Oh,
yeah.
a few of them would fight us.
But a few dozen would be like, we're going to. They'll try to basically. They're gonna try to look at each other and be like, you know. It shows like all these heads of different groups sitting together for once in like the history of them sitting together and trying to unify together to take yous on, which
and people and you can ask me how fucked up are some of the cartels in Mexico. Look up the Templars, like the Mexican cartel, the Templars. You know, highly religious, well, show themselves off to be highly religious. Cartel, who, to enter them, you have to kidnap a child and eat their heart. Yeah, that sounds normal, right? I think this is worse than having to do $1.50.
But yeah, it's one of those.
I think if you gave me a choice, hey, I need you to kidnap a child and eat their heart, or hey, give this man $1.50. I think I would rather give a man $1.50.
I hear that one with the child's heart. And I just go, what did they get that? Obviously, they've been watching too many, Indiana Jones, Karema.
Oh my god. No, but that's like legit thing. They even shut down and gave personal security to the Pope when he came down to Mexico.
Oh, of course. That I'm sorry. The joke. Them being highly religious, the Pope is coming to their country. That joke, I guarantee you, one person stepped out of place, they would have shot that person in the street right in front of the Pope, okay? But then they would have turned around and been like, you would have watched them bring out this casket, okay? It would have been the most amazingly glorious, godliest casket possible. They would have picked up that person's body.
Their ranking system is literally like Knight, Squire, Inquisitioner.
Hey, but you gotta admit, my joke here of what I'm stating is pretty good of a joke. They would have shot him in front of the Pope.
I'm just saying, like,
they would have placed him into the most beautiful casket possible. They would have carried them off and then done a sermon in front of the Pope, just so that way they can be like, this is how religious we are. This is how much belief we have to you. And meanwhile, anybody else would have been like, Jesus Christ, the Pope probably just about had a heart attack.
Like, I just found it so funny. It's because, like, how the fuck is this okay?
It really isn't.
And I don't understand. How the fuck you people call the Pope the most religious? How the hell do you allow those type of people to protect you when you're in fucking Mexico?
It's probably most likely it's not that he wanted to. It's more like,
because
how do you put it? It just happened, like in that sense of like.
But even when getting back to fucking like his nice little holy city, he didn't even speak out about the fucking people.
Well, that's because I guarantee you, while he was there, that was the lowest amount of bloodshed anybody has ever seen in Mexico for the longest time.
Yeah, but I'm saying he didn't even speak out against like that group of people.
Because, like I stated, during his entire visit, was there any fucking executions in the street?
Probably.
No, probably not. I
No,
guarantee you
probably
they
there was.
Oh yeah, no, I'm making a joke. There was possibly for once in Mexico for like only like a
wouldn't say
few
all of
days
Mexico,
because I
that
think
was only for like a few cities that the.
yeah, but anywhere he went, it was like not you know, oh hey guys, we're gonna need you. No, it was forced peace. Like if you damn well like make the wrong peep noise, okay, near him, your entire place is done. Okay.
I mean, it's more of just like you gotta think the Templars don't own everywhere in Mexico, but they were going into other fucking like cartel-owned places with the Pope. So I'm pretty sure there was bloodshed on the streets somewhere.
Yeah, or one hell of a threat of if you do this, we're going to fuck you up.
Aren't the most powerful. It's just I guarantee they at least showed a sign of force in areas that they didn't own.
Not in other places were probably like, no, other places were sitting there going this also. They probably came in and were like, we're here to protect the Pope because this and that. Wait, the Pope's coming to Mexico? Okay, hey, guys, let's not have this. Why we do not want to be known as the crime syndicate that killed the Pope. Okay, we do. Do you really want that many Christians and everybody else who in that faith to come after us?
Well, it wouldn't be the Christians; it would be the Catholics.
Oh, the Catholics.
Because the Christians.
Do you really want? Sorry. Do you want the Catholics to come after us? It's literally will be the end of Mexico in general. Okay, they will start probably public executing everybody from one side of Mexico to the other. By the words of ungodly heathens, go forth to God and seek His repentance.
No, it would be written on the fucking thing. It's like the 5th Crusade has started.
Yes, and then we'll be like, ooh.
The 5th Crusade has started. You just see the fucking like rolling in of the holy tank. It's like I did not know that existed.
Like it's funny. I never knew.
And it's like this is our Knights of the Templar. It's the heavy army battalion of the God Emperor. Okay, the Imperium has started. I'm going to leave.
I never realized over for the Pope, like he actually has his own kind of guards.
Yeah, he does. The royal.
And
I
never realized how old and how like basically respected they are for their role.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a time, I guess, when the Pope, like, basically it was time when there was like great revolt against religion, I think.
Yeah, you're talking about the Grand Imperial Guards, right? The people that guard the Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They legit were like outnumbered.
And they fought a shitload of people in one. I know. I remember.
I heard that. I was like that, and they literally were dying to say, in the sense of they were trying to hold off the tide of people to get him out, and they succeeded.
Yeah, I know.
But like to hear the numbers against them was like quote anybody who states the Battle of 300 was a monumental moment.
The Grand Imperial Guards, the people that protect the Pope, are some of the most well-trained soldiers.
But even then, I'm sorry. Anybody who tells me, "Oh, they're the most well-trained,"
and they're
numbers will bring down anything. Okay?
No, numbers will not bring down crazy zealotry.
Oh yeah, that is true. Well, okay, no. Enough stab wounds and all that. You'll bleed out. Your belief will eventually bleed out to everybody.
But have the person that literally does not fear death at all, and thinks of it as like a great thing, and that he's fighting for the holiness of his afterlife.
Him dying will save him, which will be me. Basically God will look upon me as you were defending my chosen. So I will. Hey, so you are worthy to come up here.
If you actually see those people in combat, it's scary.
Oh yeah, but like. But I'm just stating for the time period and like the difference of like
Oh, it's not even
they
time
were only
period. No,
like
I'm talking about even the ones in modern day are ridiculous.
oh yeah, but I'm meaning like what instated them in the history of why he always will have them. Okay, it's like is basically there was only like a couple hundred, not even like I think the max will go for 200.
You're talking about the time period during the what, religious reform era?
Yeah, I think something like that. It was
Yeah,
it was basically when everybody like there was a huge riot, like it was monumental, and when that came crashing down upon that place, people, there was like only like 200 of his guards standing at the door, basically to hold the line to get while they got the Pope into a carriage and got him out of there.
And if anyone doesn't know what
this
these
was-
people are, these were the leftovers of the Templars during that time period.
These men legitly were only like 200, okay? They had to span themselves out, so it wasn't like this, 3 layers deep of men or this and that. This was like a line of like the front line, second line behind them. That's it, okay? Stretched across so far to block off every entrance that they had in front of them. They had to stop a tidal wave of basically what would be the entire city nowadays, okay, coming down upon them. So imagine all of New York coming against 200 people, okay, people? Yes, you are highly trained, able to kill lots of people, but that is an entire city coming down upon you,
Yeah,
and
but
that
here's
is
the
a
thing,
lot.
Most thing that would get to you at that point is that how many people there are, you're going to die, so you start fearing it. When you get
But-
zealotry added into that, where they do not fear it,
No, I guarantee you, they feared it. They feared it, but they also turned around and was like, "But this is why I signed up for it. This is
well,
I took a
don't
vow
think
in
you have
front
the
of
whole
God."
story of what
And
happened there. Before that happened, you had some of them literally cut out their tongues because even if they got like captured, they would not talk.
oh yeah, no, I'm meaning like, in the sense, for these men, they took a vow in front of God, in front of the Pope, and you know what I mean. Basically, to them,
Like
if they
that's
ran,
not fearing
this.
death.
No, but that's what I mean is they took a vow to always stand guard in even if it takes their life, they will stand guard and hold this holy place and protect this holy man, right? And then they basically couldn't run because of faith, everything. And held the line for I forget how long, but I was just like, they didn't hold it forever because again, numbers will beat you even in skill.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying like, it's scary to fight a zealot.
But like, they did not like go down without a fucking fight. People
Hey, you
like
wanna know how
a lot of people died to them
Like,
before
if
they
you
all
wanna,
died.
If you want to talk about how scary zealotry is, look at the jihadist.
Oh yes, but I'm meaning like, hey.
There's no difference. That's what it is to fight a zealot. They would not care.
Yes, that's the zealot, but like I mean, like for these guys, there was like hearing that story of them being like they went out basically like they succeeded in getting the Pope out in time. They all died willingly. I think a few of them actually escaped. Like it was like out of the 200 men that stood there like, holding the line, only like 50 I think managed to make it out. Barely.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the scary part about like zealotry, though, because that's all they are, zealots.
But
They're
still,
highly
like I get.
trained zealots.
But still, just hearing that, it's just like that is insane.
Like there's
Just
even
your
some
zealotry, everything.
There's even some stories that they were trained since orphanage. That's scary.
But like but that term of you just gotta put that to mind, people. It's like those guys, even if they were a man who was like they just had strong faith, they got accepted. They made a vow in front of God, the Pope, whatever, to become this, and stood there willingly, either dying or surviving and making the flee afterwards. they legitly are like, you know, tougher than most modern day men, because think, most modern day men, even if you took a vow in front of God, watching an entire city of like New York coming down upon you. But luckily today, but the difference is modern day, I'd be more afraid of that 200 guards, because they are fucking packing. You think that they're like what they were back in the day? Back in the day, they had swords and shields and spears.
Modern day ones are. If you put them compared to like most special forces, they would fare
pretty well, right?
They're pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is
and it's not
you look over at them, they are fucking packing.
They're not as skilled as like Delta or as Green Beret, or they're not as skilled.
They're devoted.
But you can't put the fear of death in them, because that doesn't work. They're the type of people that you can kill the guy right next to them and they won't even blink. That was the ultimate sacrifice that person could have took.
Well, it's called also to that fact of, you know, if he dies, okay, he died doing his holy duty that he held, that he, you know, vowed in front of God, because I think they have to do that, right? Is basically, yeah,
they pray, they vow to God and vow to the Pope. They vow to their chaplain master.
Yeah, basically imagine these to be the equivalent of.
They're the equivalent of the custodies.
Okay, they are literally so devoted that that if the guy beside them dies, yes, you know, they'll try to, of course, get him to the medic, because, well, you know, we're human. We're not gonna be like, oh, brother died, you know, for his beliefs. He literally bled out right beside you.
Most of them have taken vows of silence. They don't even speak.
But like, there's that term of that, and a lot of people, oh, this and that, you know, how are they going to defend the Pope? I've never seen them with guns. They have guns, people. Like, where the Pope is like, there are security rooms where, like, if that joke, the alarm hitch, okay?
And what do you mean? They carry guns.
Oh yeah, they do. But like, I mean, like.
Even when the Pope's gonna speak, they have guns
but you only see that joke. You only see a handful. If they hit a fucking
every single
alarm,
one of them has a gun on them. They just do like the Secret Service do. They have guns underneath their clothing. They have one.
Oh no! They have I mean the difference of, like, if the alarm went off, like, they need to.
Oh yeah, they have a full arsenal. There is a full arsenal in the fucking.
They will go to one of probably couple armories that they got, because they don't just probably got one. And then they start packing. And when I mean packing, people, they probably got some of the latest and greatest hardware that money can buy.
I mean, they're sponsored by most countries.
Then, you know, they also, you know,
I'll just say this, scary. They're sponsored by most countries.
Meanwhile, I turn around and go, I would say I wouldn't, but then I also turn around and go, I fear what would happen, because of just like, you know what, maybe I'll just pay them off so that way I don't get assassinated by religion.
It's like, I don't fear... okay.
I don't fear many things, but that's one of them.
I don't fear, like, zealotry and religion that much. I fear them. Because that's past zealotry. That's well-armed, well-trained zealotry.
That's something horrifyingly scary.
That's like if you give the jihadists like another 30 years of life to learn how to use every one of their weapons.
But like, there's a reason why you know, those people are known as one of the more scarier groups that are still around today, because a lot of people, oh, the Queen's Guard, this and that.
The Queen's Guard are not as well trained.
No, literally, I'd state out loud, they're just the biggest pricks you've ever seen in life.
And they're not the Queen's Guard, they're the Royal Guard.
whatever.
Because the queen is, you know.
Yeah, the Royal Guard, because the Royal Guard are, well, they're needed for some places, but then it's just like, again, they're just bunch of guys just walking around, standing guard, in sometimes a really dumb outfit. It's not that term, and I also turn around and go, there's a difference here, okay? They'll pass out because if they don't pass out due to the heat stroke and all that, they'll get, like, in trouble, okay?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other one is pure devotion of religious belief, which I go, hey, we all have our beliefs, but, I'm sorry, the zealot believer, he's got more in my eyes of like, okay, him I understand, because it's like he's literally like took a devotion to being like, if I will protect him because God, you know, he has made this man the Pope, everything like that, the whole spiel down. Meanwhile, you gesture over to the Royal Guard. A Royal Guard, if he be like, I gotta take this off, I'm gonna pass out, he'll be immediately basically wrapped on the spot. He'll be, you know, a bunch of other shit. I also turn around and go, like, I also have no respect for them, because like I've seen the things where it's like old people. I mean, like, there's like, you know, old where it's like, oh, they're in their 60s. I mean, like, they're barely moving, and it's like a older couple, so like they're holding hands and basically supporting each other and walking, right? That term, as we go, I hope I find a woman that I can be like that in my future, you know, that term, even when we're so old that we're dinosaurs. And I've seen them, like, basically, because they're on their march, right? And they just literally almost like shove them to the ground. Hell, I've watched a few of those actually, and it's just like, I never can respect people like that. But that's because they're willing to knock down old people, and I'm just like, I don't care who you are, you don't treat somebody who's like, could be your fucking grandfather, you know, like a piece of shit. The one's not he's not yours. And if you broke that man's arm, or or you snapped his hip?
Oh, I can't move, brother.
Well, now it's like, oh, but another thing is like, that guy does that. You can't, you know, as a guy, walk up and go, hey, asshole, you just fucking broke that man's hip, because he's part of the Royal Guard, and I just sit there and go, what? Royal Guard? We're fucking 21st century, bud. Oh wait, that's right, we're over in the UK where it doesn't make any fucking sense still. Because we're caught up in the wrong time period still.
Even though the royalty in UK doesn't have any power.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I mean, is they're Royal Guard, they can shove down old people. I will never show any respect to any of them. You could not pay me enough to show respect to them. Because what do you do to earn that respect? I've never heard any like tale like they did, where it's like the entire city came down upon 200 basically zealot believers, and they managed to hold the line for as long as they needed to. I never heard that from the Royal Guard.
No. The max the Royal Guard's ever done was like past history, like Napoleonic War, or
yeah, and I go
the fucking Avatar or Avataries, whatever the fuck you want to call the moment where there was the weird not strikes but rebellion in England.
But still, right there I go, there's less respect given to them, and deserved to, then and that's sad, people. Okay, that's like, I should not be sitting here going, you see these guys who guard the Pope, earn my greater respect because I am not a religious man myself. But here's these guys. You know, they believed very hard and have earned their right, even by my standards, to be like, you know what? You guys guard who you want to guard, because there's nobody who can argue against you. Meanwhile, the Royal Guard, what have you done to deserve to push down old people?
Also, I'm pretty sure it goes against the, like, the Pope Guard to actually hurt the elderly.
Well, because it'd be because God, you know, and a bunch of others, you know, basically go take a look at the scriptures of God and go, I don't see anything of God stating that you can go and shove down the old and break their hips.
I mean, don't get me wrong. To them, the Pope's word is scripture, which it shouldn't be, but still.
But still. That's also like, you know,
I'm not going to argue with them about religious beliefs. That's following.
Yeah, that's scary. You don't do that with a zealot believer, okay? You never do.
Well, it's not even that. It's just believe what you want to believe. Even to them, believe what you want to believe. And they're not even the type to force their beliefs on you either. So it's...
They're better than Christianity.
Ironically, yes. They're scary, but you can at least speak to them and never get an answer back.
Hey, it depends on the zealot.
Well, it's not like they can argue with you. You know, vow of silence and all.
It must be really hard for them to, you know, give orders when in the middle of a chaotic scene.
It's all, it's all signal. I know they don't speak, but I know they have signals.
Oh yeah, but you get where I'm coming from there. Great joke, eh? It's like in the middle of, you know, hey, you know, oh my gosh. Hey, did you guys sweep and clear that over there? Answer me. I just know answering their fucking radios.
I just want to point this out. I'm gonna kill this thing without using a single one of my Wyvern Blast.
Like, oh god, I can already...
A single Wyvern Blast is dead.
Hey, oh god, do you wanna know what I just thought of?
What?
Hey, okay guys, answer me, hey, is the area clear? Or you know... I made no response. Okay, we're gonna have to pull we're gonna have to move the Pope. We're gonna move him. We're gonna move him right now. We gotta get him out of here. Obviously, if they're not answering, how it'd be for anybody who's like, yeah, you could be religious.
Well,
I don't.
Here's the thing. I don't know I don't know how tight their vow of silence is. Like, I don't know if it's like, can they speak to each other but not to outsiders?
It's probably going to be something on the lines of that, where it's like, on the outside they can't speak to like you and me, but to their fellow, like a higher commander, right? Somebody who's like would be like telling them, hey, you know.
I know they're not allowed to have a family. Like,
I stopped there and go, so they're not allowed to have like a son to continue on the lineage?
No, most of them are and okay. I don't know if they still do this because, like, there's not much known about them modern day. I just know how they were older. I know that most of them were orphans. Like, most of them were orphans taken in by the church. I know that's how they originated. And I know they practice that still, but I don't know if that's like majority of them still. I just know they're not allowed to have a family. I know that is actually like one of their older things.
But again, here
because
the
they can't
thing
be
is,
devoted to anything but their job.
Oh yeah, that'd be the only. That's the only thing that holds them back, probably, in the sense of like if they were to. Now, hey, are there would there possibly be some like guys who have like they could they're a part of them but have had to do certain things and they have a family? Like they came in afterwards. There's a possibility because modern day things change.
I don't know all their rules. I knew when they first started out they were all orphans.
Oh yeah, but that's the difference. Is like if you were to look at how we've changed things, but it's because like during certain time periods, either there wasn't a lot of people who would willingly want to join in that because you're literally devoting your life, and some kids go, but I want to have a family, I want to have kids, and want, blah blah, right? And then you have somebody who's like on the outside, he has a family, yes, but he's possibly like his family is already a devoted believer in. So for him to join, if he heard like he wouldn't be able to come and see his family, or it'd be like, oh, it's like there's only said times of the year where he would be able to possibly see them for only like the day, right?
Because I know there's like a weird thing that like, and this is the origin of like them, and it's also like the main story about how like the Templars used to be. Because the Templars, yes, ended up becoming a weird thing that they did have families and everything, but they did start out being highly zealot, no family besides their job. That's how like the Templars originated also, but the Templars ended up having families, and that showed later out that took away their zealousy. Because they have something to live for. Not saying that's a bad thing.
Not saying it's a bad thing, nor was it also that term of, not all of them were that, because some of them would have a family, yes, they'd have a kid, but like, that kid, modern day, you would generally feel sorry for that kid, because where, a parent's supposed to love, care for you, all this, it was like that term that this guy would really state, my father, when he was around, barely talked to me. He would only...
What the fuck?
Hmm?
That man just... I thought that shell was gonna be blind or like a... Boom, that shell was a healing one.
Hmm?
I need to do more tests with some of the comps.
But, But like some of them were, would be that term of, hey, my father was barely around. When he was around, he would only train me on like, to be a zealot, right? To believe heavily in God, and you get what I mean?
Yeah, like I understand what you're saying.
He would
that was
literally
quoted for like the downfall of the Templars was them having families and starting to believe in other things besides.
Oh yeah, but that's what happened afterwards, because then some of them were not as cold-hearted, because trust me, there's two different kinds of zealots, people. There's a zealot that's like what I'm talking about, which as soon as they find God and they're willing to fight for them, like they'll hate if you make fun of their religion, they will possibly fucking kill you.
Which is how Templars were at the beginning.
And now it's like, if you turn around to the other ones, they basically are the ones that went, they had a son or a daughter, whatever. They found, like, that term, like, how to put it, well, look at how, if you are a parent or father right now, you openly love your child, you would fight how many people to keep them safe, right?
Yeah.
You could be lying there tattered and broken on the floor, you will still crawl with your frickin' chin to go and help them.
Ninja Kamui.
And it's that term of whole
I feel
level
like
of
that's
that.
a weird
And
thing for me to state, but I think Ninja Kamui fits that one to a bill.
but it would affect you, because it's like, now think, if I were to be an invader of say back in the day, an ancient city, and you're seeing all this like flames, you hear that the door's been breached, that the invaders are in. Now, instead of you doing your duty of, hey, we have to make sure like we hold this line, we don't let the enemy come through here and get to our religious leader until he can escape, right? Now it's, you are going to want to leave and go and find your family and make sure that they're safe and get them out. So it was like, yeah, you're dealing with two totally different kinds. Modern day, you will still have, of course, those weird zealots that are like the first one. The joke, like, I laugh at, you know, because I remember seeing this one person. They were like, when they're, you know, they're heavily Christian, okay? Like Christianity, like they're like, oh, if you make jokes about Christianity, they basically become this very serious, basically a zealot. I turn around and go, ha ha, anybody who praises to me Christianity, I go, oh man, why'd you go and kill a few dozen, you know, other religions, you know, like your religion always wants you to, because that's what the priests told you God wanted, eh?
Yeah, but this is delving into stuff we can't talk about.
Oh yeah, I just wrote that joke of, hey, where you can hit them real fucking good, and there's no defense. You're hitting below the belt.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Oh yeah, I know, it's, but, hey, I'm only speaking historical true facts.
yes, I know.
And if we can't take history for what it is, well then, what else do you want me to go after of it? I'm not saying it was good. I sit there and look at it going, man, there were certain time periods where it's just like, what the hell? Like, you almost just shake your head and go, man, I thought our times were crazy. But I think the saying is somebody else could always have it worse than you.
Yeah.
And I'll add on to that, or somebody did at one point have it worse than you.
Okay, we're going to just end this fight. I'm on.
But
I'm on. I'm done. I'm done with you. Get me off of the heavy bowgun. Get me off of the heavy bowgun. I don't want to do this anymore. Get me off the heavy bowgun. Get me off the heavy bowgun. I don't want to keep dealing with you. Get away off the heavy bowgun.
But
I keep having to like dance with this man with a heavy bowgun. Get me off of it.
But I just laugh though. It's like when they're really the only ones I've heard of history that were like, you know, that are still somewhat around to this day. The Pope's guards that are just like, when you hear why they're still a thing to this day, you're just like, so, but that is some freaking belief right there.
I don't hear about warrior monks of Buddha anymore.
No, those are just, those were something else as well. But also to the fact of, well, people look at Buddhism now of like, we gotta be super peaceful and...
Oh no, Buddha's always been about peace, but Buddha's... Okay. Buddha's always been about peace, but Buddha's always had multiple faces. And one of
Yeah,
the
and
faces
they're-
is death and destruction, devastation.
No breathing. I'm sorry.
One of the faces of Buddha, and people don't understand this, one of the faces of Buddha is war. That's the reason why there was. That's the reason why there was.
Absolutely nothing.
That's the reason why there was warrior monks of Buddha. They were basically temple protectors, which was raised to follow Vajra Buddha. And Vajra Buddha was the Buddha of war. Not every Buddha is peaceful. Like Vajra is not peaceful.
Okay, no, we should state not modern day. Yeah, all of it's peaceful.
Well, not if you're a true Buddhist.
Be careful out there.
Yeah, no, I'm just stating because like I don't know many of them that are the way you're talking of
Because if
warrior
you-
based.
No, there's no more warriors of Buddha, like warrior monks of Buddha. But I'm saying if you believe in Buddha, like if you're a Buddhist, you believe in all Buddha. You don't just pick and choose what you believe in. 'Cause
Oh, yeah,
if you
it's that-
believe, if you're a Buddhist, you believe in Vajra, you believe in Amitabha, you believe in the
Yeah, no,
spectrum
no.
of the Buddhas.
Yeah, no. But like you said, temple guards basically, right?
Yeah, there
are
no
none.
more of those.
There are none that train.
There are. Okay, hold on. There are, but
Oh.
they're not.
What they used to be.
Yeah, they're not like. They don't have to be what they used to be. Their temples aren't being raided anymore. You don't have like, if I can remember his name, there was this one warrior monk of Buddha whose temple got raided and literally like blocked the entrance of like the cave where all the people from the temple left from, and I think got noted to kill like over 200 people solo. Those type of people do not exist anymore. You don't have the weird badass monks.
Well, yeah. We don't have them nowadays, but that's because
They're
people
not needed
modern.
nowadays.
Well, yeah. Again, nobody like. Are there probably the term warrior monks? Possibly, but in the sense
Shaolins.
of, but no, in the sense of modern day, they're probably there just to make sure, like, if some drunkard comes in,
I mean, you still have the
Yeah,
Shaolin
sure.
temples that still have Shaolin monks, and Shaolin monks are still.
Yeah, but in the sense of what I'm meaning is, they're not gonna, they're not gonna be on the level of what you stated. Because again, like you stated, they're nowadays their temples aren't being raided. They're like popes people. Okay, there's a reason why. Yeah, they're packing heat, but some could also argue, why would you need that much protection? It's not like you see many people going and raiding the Pope's place. True. Modern day, you don't see that. Yet. God forbid certain things happen, people,
This is gonna hurt.
Like, there's a reason why. There are some things that are still here because it's that term, it's security. Security of,
Hey,
well,
you know how I said that Bo is probably going to be the easiest?
what's already dead?
Oh no, but it's this fight's about being exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's a lot of me telling this thing to shut its mouth. And flicking around like it's a piece of shit. And dealing hundreds of damage in like no time at all.
Here comes the pain.
It's dead. Can I get a playback of that? Cause I called it.
But,
Can I get a playback of the bow against the Summonaconth because I called that shit?
but,
It's kind of like I've already done a bow only gameplay of this game. And been like, yeah, bows are broken.
But not in Monster Hunter World. Only
Well,
in your,
no, bows in Monster Hunter World are brokey, damage-wise. But that's it.
Elemental stacking?
Oh, elemental stacking is insane in World. Elemental stacking with bows have always been great. Damage output for a bow has always been insane, okay? The only problem is that you don't have pierce arrows, spread arrows, and you don't have the capability of doing like recovery shot, affinity shot, defense shot. Recovery shot being the best, of course. But the damage has always been solid. Like, you've always been doing hundreds in no time if you do elemental. Weird joke, but yeah. Take it as you will. Bows are bows. Even in World, bows are bows.
So,
Damage output wise, they're one of the most stupidest weapons in history. In Monster Hunter.
well
Damage
done,
output-
IRL.
bow
I mean,
does a shitload of
technically,
damage.
IRL, it's kind of true, you know.
Bows do a lot of damage to you. It's pretty fucked up to get hit with a bow. I mean, I know I don't want to be hit by one.
Like, sure, if you're wearing, like, what, plate armor, a bow is not going to pierce your chest.
No, it won't. But it'll pierce through the small gaps in between it.
Yeah. If you're using, modern day kind of stuff,
It might pierce through it.
might, probably, no, not gonna lie. Like even with, like, like, what, tier 4 plus body armor.
It ain't going through the plate.
Yeah. It's not going through the plate, but again, a skilled archer is not aiming for that because they know that that'd be like, you know, well, of course that's where all the defense is. I'm just going to aim right here, and that arrow is going to
aim for
end
the
up in...
neck, the armpit.
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning is, aim for a certain spot, there's no chance you're fucking doing too well after that shot.
Because sometimes an arrow is more brutal than a bullet. If you want me to be general.
Oh yeah, it depends on, well, for one, the bullet. It depends. What kind of bullet are we talking about? One that, like, literally shrapnels everywhere?
Well, true, but I'm saying, like, with a bullet going into you, it does damage to your Eternals way worse than an arrow. The only difference
including
is
if
that
it's shrapnel.
the arrows, oh man, there's arrows that break apart in you too, nowadays. There's arrows that fragmentate in you. They're meant to fragmentate. So, depending on what
like,
arrow tip, it might be worse. Because you gotta think, there's some arrows that drop bigger creatures than humans quicker than a bullet. So, I mean, it depends.
Oh yeah, I get what you're meaning. It's just that term of, but it's like,
Last time I checked, a split head arrow is devastating. for no other reason, then why the fuck do I need an arrow that breaks apart inside of something and lacerates the inside?
Like, the only time I would state you probably need something like that is if you're hunting something that... So that's probably the best thing for it, because that way, by the time it gets so far away, it's just gonna drop.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
But it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, some of those things that you get from bows modern day are ridiculous. Also, if I run into that one person that can pull back a fucking modern, like a, not modern, but like an ancient, like English longbow 120-pound pullback.
I've seen one, and how you have to do it, because there's a form to it.
Yes, there's always been a form to it.
And watching the form, it's just like, isn't like, in a sense, I think you're like bowing. Like, you start off like you bow and then you pull forward.
That's not an English longbow. That, okay. There's the Japanese longbow and then there's the English longbow. You can both shoot them the same way. It's, you start the bow above your head. You grab the string above your head. Then you push away and pull back while lifting the bow down.
Oh yeah.
You can. It helps out a lot more to do that, because instead of just pulling, your push-pull.
Oh yeah, but just like watching like how you have to do it, you're just
now
like,
an archery contest where they do longbows, they start with a bow and they lift up and pull. That is because it's contest, they have to do the same form every time. But if you're talking about like historically, it would be above your head, pull down, shoot, then do the same thing repeatedly, because that's a quicker rotation pattern. It's not as accurate, but it's a quicker rotation.
Oh yeah, I get what you're meaning. Me, I'm just stating like, I've seen the other way where they're like basically bowing and then they pull up and do it.
You saw the contest version, which is still.
I watch you that way. I'm like, that it looks. I don't know. I don't know which way would be easier.
They're both okay. The above head is easier, but not as accurate. There's less stability.
And then it was funny. I think I've seen also the for short bows how they have to, because even short bows, certain ones were.
Well, if it's a loose short bow, which is one that vibrates, it's a weird cantor you have to hold it at, and it's a side pull away, and it's a pull towards. It's a side pull. It's always a side pull on a short bow, because it's a. If it's a bin short bow, like a Ho Yi short bow, or like a Persian short bow, or a Mongolian short bow, it cantor about like a 35 degrees cantor. You grab the arrow, you pan your hand underneath at an angle, you wrist, you twist, you pull. And then it's a let go, and when you let go, you rotate your wrist. That's something you just learn after a while, though. Because if you don't do that, you're eating the shit out of your wrist. Now your wrist becomes a meal for that shrink. Like that shrink's looking at your wrist like, food.
But still, I do laugh how it's like, you know, not that easy.
No.
Like, I see that, I'm just like, man, like, there's a difference between modern day men and ancient men, okay?
Of course.
And we call them ancient men, but it's more like men who used bow and arrows, swords, all that. Those guys are way more physically fucking fit than us modern day.
Yeah.
But the difference is we rely on, yeah, they're physically fit, but we also fight totally different nowadays, because it's like them. Yeah, they had the bow and arrows, but they also fought with swords and shields and spears. Meanwhile, modern day, sure, we could fight with a knife and all that, but why not just grab a gun and shoot that person?
Well, it depends. Not in all scenarios is a gun useful. And I have to say that not in every scenario is it useful.
Oh yeah, I get that, but you get where I'm coming from with like the equivalent of what they'd face us with versus what you could face them with modern day. It's like the most easiest one that everybody would say is a gun for one.
Yeah, guns make life easier.
Because how hard is it for you to slap in magazine, pull back slide, point, shoot?
Not that
Meanwhile, and that joke, the most that you had to learn how to do was possibly all what I just said there, and learning how to deal with the recoil. Meanwhile, that man that who's the ancient man, had to sit there and basically got his ass beaten in by somebody to teach him that sword, possibly. Had to like use it and fight, or whatever. Then he had to learn to wear that armor that he was wearing, which was not light, by the way. This is still like what, like how heavy was some armors or something like that back in the day?
depends which army.
Yeah, true. Some weighed like they were
Are we talking
extremely
like
good.
the Immortals? Like the Persian Immortals?
Some of them were extremely light, and good. Others.
Are we talking about the Persian Immortals? Their armor weighed upwards to like, I think about 60 to 70 pounds? Which doesn't sound like a lot, but you're walking and running with it. And that's not counting everything else you're holding. Let me throw another like 60 pounds, 70 pounds on you and see how far you want to go. And they do.
And no, hold on. I had to add in something because you left yourself wide open to something very easy that people could do. Hell, you did it for how many years going to school?
Oh, backpack?
Yeah.
Yeah, my backpack never weighed that much.
meaning you have to wear this as like a full gear suit for people. Like this weight can't be distributed in one area. No, it's distributed everywhere across you.
Which that would make it easier, yes, true. But are you carrying a backpack that weighs about 70 pounds miles without stopping?
No.
At like a steady pace.
And your back will feel it.
At about like 5 miles per hour, steady paced. No brakes.
And let's see. Hold on, and then add on, like, okay. Yes, you know, sure, backpack, okay? Here's a sword that, what, how much does a sword weigh usually?
Depends. The Immortals carried a decent long sword that weighed about 5 pounds, and a shield that weighed about 20.
Okay, so now, okay, add that in, okay, so yeah, you're wearing a backpack, 70 pounds plus that, okay, now, I want you to move...
25 pounds for ornaments, plus also they were carrying... Well, plus also, an Immortal carried a lot more than that. An Immortal would carry his goods, and then he would be carrying what they would call a short, which would be a spear, a throwing spear. And it would carry about an average about 5 of them, weighing in about a total of about another 5 pounds to 7 pounds, depending.
But, so, what you just said there, you're carrying a fair amount of weight, okay, in your hands. So you're gonna be, and now imagine...
Plus Immortals are frontline troops.
In your moving, all of a sudden, you come face to face with an enemy, okay? So now you gotta possibly move a little bit, you gotta learn how to actually swing and use your weapon.
Plus, also, they were
Modern
frontline
day?
troops, and they never left the front line, meaning they were always in combat.
The only time that you were not in combat was either you were severely injured and like you were probably going to die. Cause
No, they
ancient
called
medicine.
them immortals because it seemed like they just didn't die.
Oh, but that's that joke is, ancient men sometimes, hey, when you have a radical belief, man.
No, it's because here's the thing about immortals. The immortals' armor was top of the line for the time period. I'm talking about, like, nothing would pierce this armor. It was big, it was well fitted, there was almost no gaps for anything to pierce through it. The time periods immortals died was after hours of combat, where fatigue was weighing heavily on them. And immortals were... think of an immortal as, like, ancient tank. This thing rolled into battle, and it was like, alright, what do we have to throw at this guy? Because you're talking about, like, one person looking at, like, a group of, like, 20 to 30 people, and just being like, alright, come here.
Meanwhile, modern day, sure, you could be a one man versus 30 people, but you are, like, not looking too well because they'll have guns and you sure got guns, but they outnumber you. Meanwhile, it's that joke. Now a Freebrams rolls up against 30 people out in the middle of an open field. I know. That's the equivalent of what they were back in the day. They were the equivalent of Freebrams rolling into town, and sure, you could be the some of the greatest swordsmen this side. This was like not the easiest fight to go against because it was literally you versus a skilled, basically someone who's skilled, wearing armor that is.
Well, immortals were some of the top trained soldiers of the Persians.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm meaning is like they were top skilled, but even the greatest boxers and fighters of nowadays know the saying of but there will always be somebody who comes along that's better than you and will knock you down.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's like there were probably a few who met their end by the hands of somebody far greater than them.
Yeah,
but
immortals were not immortal. Immortals just seemed like they were immortal.
Again, as anybody could tell you, modern day, I could put you in that joke in a super suit, okay? Maybe not like Iron Man because, sadly...
Honey, where's my super suit?
Yes, thank you. But that, I can put you in one of the greatest armors, though, and go and send you off to battle. Does not mean that you won't, you're not immune to everything that we've created in modern day.
Honey, where's my super suit? I can't go to war without it.
Like for one, I'll put the greatest one before even getting pierced by anything. It's so what would stop a tank from firing a high explosive round and instead of it hitting right in front of you and exploding? They did that term the bounce, where the shell ricochets off the ground, comes up right beside you, and then explodes. That forceful, that wave of energy, just killed you.
I mean, yeah.
So,
I'm just saying though, man. If you want to ask me some of the greatest warriors in history, immortals are up there. For reasons.
See, for me, I go, hey, they're tough. They earned it. There's many warriors of certain time periods who, just their armor, their weapons, whatever, they earned their entitlement in the place of, at that time, right?
Yeah.
But eventually, like everything, like modern day, we literally can prove it. Eventually something comes along to beat you, and then you have to either improve to beat it, or you will fall victim always to it and lose.
Yeah. I'm not denying that.
So, yeah, the Persians were amazing, great, but what brought down the Immortals?
No one. I can't list one. The Persian army didn't fall with the Immortals. The Persians fell after the Immortals.
No.
And it wasn't to the Immortals. And it wasn't due to an army, it was due to time.
No, he got it wrong. See, the evolution changed from being, well, we can't meet them in the field, why don't we screw up their politics?
Yeah.
And and then look at what happened. Boom, there's no more Immortals after so many, bam, see?
I actually have to look this up. How did Persia fall?
Didn't it slowly and surely like change to an Ottoman Empire?
Persian Empire began to decline under the rule of Darius' son Xerxes. Xerxes depleted the royal treasury with an unsuccessful campaign to invade Greece and continued with it irresponsible spending upon returning home. Persia was eventually conquered by Alexander the Great in 334 BC. So yeah no, nothing ever beat the Immortals though.
But hey, like I said,
leader.
And that's what I said is see, nobody could beat them in the sense of in the battlefield, but in the political sphere they lost because their king, their leader, ran out of money. They basically went from being the Immortals to just being regular soldiers with none of the gear that they had because their king couldn't afford it anymore. So in the technical terms, see, the greatest, thing that will bring down any army is its government. Because, too much spending here, not enough spending there.
But dude, it's just like... It's just... Hey, the Immortals live on, though. The 65th Airborne Special Forces, or Special Force Brigade, and the 55th Airborne Brigade of the Islamic Republic of Iran Army used the signature shield of the Archimedean Empire, which is the Immortal Shield, as their insignia.
Of what country?
The Islamic Republic of Iran Army.
I don't think that's I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% sure where they sit on the scales everywhere around the world. That term of looks at the political sphere of modern day and go, I don't know where they sit. So I'm not going to praise them for anything more than just being like they just also took a picture of something and again. It doesn't make you Immortals. The difference is that used to be your lineage. Yeah, you guys are respecting it by being like, this is our, logo, but it's like, are you just like them? And that's why you're being like that? Because if so, are you sure about that? Really?
I think these are allies. I think Iran's an ally.
Me, in the current modern day political sphere, are you sure these are then you realizing, oh crap, he's right.
I'm trying to find out who their allies are in modern day.
this man realizing, crap, I can't say, because it's just like, if they are the Immortals and they're not on it, I'm gonna literally be like, are they truly immortal? Looks over at the United States Air Force, are they really? Also because if they aren't, you know, I could also
Where
make the
the
joke to them.
fuck is like the?
I'd also turn around and get to make that joke of to them if they're not. You know, hey, did you guys see that up there flying with you? What? Exactly. I didn't see it either. I couldn't tell you what country it was from. But let me tell you, it was damn near invisible, and it just came up beside me. It was like, you should go home.
Okay, there are hostilities between us right now.
So again, are they truly immortal?
But
Are they
here's the thing,
truly?
it's slightly our fault.
What?
We accidentally killed one of their military commanders in a U.S. drone strike.
I would say something, but you are streaming, so. I got so many jokes lined up right now.
Alright guys, I will see you guys